Assalamu alaikum, sir. Can I sit?
Now, please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
You may like to introduce yourself to all of us.
Sir, my name is Khandad Khan. I'm from district Lorlai, Balochistan. I did my earlier education up till intermediate from district Lorlai. Then I went to Karachi for my higher education. I did my bachelor's in engineering from NAD UAT Karachi. After doing my bachelor's in engineering, I worked with K Electric for a year, and then I went to United States on Fulbright scholarship to do my master's in electrical engineering from North Carolina State University, Raleigh. On my return to Pakistan, I stayed with my family as my mother was undergoing surgeries for her cancer treatment. After a year, I joined State Bank of Pakistan as assistant executive engineer. After working there for 4 months, I got an opportunity as assistant manager in National Transmission and Dispatch Company. Since then, I am working there. At NTDC, I am working as assistant manager protection and instrumentation, where my primary job is to do the fault analysis for the system in Balochistan. At NTDC, I have been working throughout Balochistan at Khandad, at Lorlai, and then at Dera Murad and Sibbi. That's my short introduction.
So you come from Balochistan.
Yes, sir.
Tell us something about Balochistan. Introduce Balochistan to all of us.
Sir, Balochistan is a province of Pakistan. It's in the southwest of Pakistan. It borders towards the west. It borders Afghanistan, and towards southwest, it borders Iran. And it also the coastal line of Balochistan is 746 kilometers. It touches the Arabian Sea. Towards the north, it is very diverse kind of a province. There are Punjabis, there are Baloch, there are Brahvis, and then there are Pashtuns in the province. There are also Sindhis towards the Kachi Plains, neighboring Sindh. The main profession of the people, or the main trade of the people in Balochistan, is agriculture and livestock. Other than that, there are also a lot of minerals in Balochistan. They are the people also work in those minerals, in those mines. Socio-economically, if we look into Balochistan, it is very poor. The poverty rate in Balochistan is around 71.2%, and there are a lot of out-of-school children in Balochistan. Almost the enrollment rate is 40%. So that's a short introduction of Balochistan.
What is the population of district Lorlai?
Sir, it's 2,44,000.
How many tehsils are there?
There are 2 tehsils, Tehsil Bori and Tehsil Mekhtar.
Khandad, you tell me how you will describe structure of Pakistani society.
Sir, structure of Pakistan, sir, Pakistan is an Islamic republic. It has a federal government, and then there are 4 provinces, Punjab, Sindh, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Balochistan. They have also their own governments. Other than that, we have the northern areas and Kashmir, Azad Jammu and Kashmir. That are Azad Jammu and Kashmir is an independent kind of geography where they have their own government, but the foreign affairs, their defense, and their currency is mainly controlled by the federal government of Pakistan. In the northern, we have in the north areas, we have provisional, we have given them provisional status to the Gilgit-Baltistan, and they are mainly dependent on the federal government. Other than that, if we go to the administrative structures, there are federal institutions, and then there is federal bureaucracy as well as provincial bureaucracy. We also have provincial bureaucracies. There is federal secretariat as well as provincial secretariats in all the 4 provinces. So this is how I will describe. high risk.
Pakistan is facing a major problem with circular debt. You must be knowing because
Yes, sir.
you deal with the
Yes, sir.
problem. What is this and how we accumulate this debt?
Sir, circular debt is actually starts on the part of distribution companies at the end of the power sector supply chain. What actually happens at the end of the supply chain of the power sector, our distribution companies, due to inefficiencies, are unable to collect bills from the consumers. So then these distribution companies have to pay that money to the Central Power Purchasing Agency. They, on behalf of the government, purchase power for the distribution companies from the independent power producers and the generation companies. So when there is a lack of money collection on the side of discos, they are not able to pay it to the Central Power Purchasing Agency, and Central Power Purchasing Agency in turn is not able to pay it to the IPPs. For that, then the government has they have to take loans, commercial loans from other commercial banks, which in turns when this is like a cascaded effect, the CPPA in turns, if it is not able to pay it to the IPPs or the GENCOs, then they are unable to pay their dues to the Pakistan State Oil, which purchase the oil and gas from international market for these IPPs. And one other thing I have to mention is that most of our power generation, that's like 58.8% for the year 2023, it comes from thermal sources, which are usually coal. Like we are importing coal for our power generation, especially for the Sahiwal power plants. And then we have the thermal power plants, the gas power plants, gas turbine power plants, and then other furnace oil-based
So
power
what
plants.
do you think? How can we resolve this issue? How to get rid of this circular debt issue? Because
So,
this
sir,
is basically this is because of the power sector.
Yes, sir. Sir, circular debt has actually four parts that contribute to the circular debt. One is, sir, on the inefficiency on the part of distribution companies, and then there is cross subsidies that arises from our tariff. NEPRA, the National Electric Power Regulatory Authority, they are usually very slow in determining the tariffs, and they give cross subsidies across different type of customers, like the agriculture and the residential consumers. They are getting a lot of subsidies. Then those are bared by the industrial and commercial consumers. So those subsidies count for around 18%, and then the inefficiency from distribution companies, that counts for 35%. There is also transmission and distribution losses. Our infrastructure is very old. That counts for around 25% of those losses towards the circular debt. So overall, we have to negotiate our agreements, the power purchasing agreements with the IPPs. They are dollar indexed, and then there is sovereign guarantee from
the then governments, they discussed and they agreed.
Sir, at that time the matter was not that kind of we can say it was not that serious, but it's getting very serious right now.
It was not because this is the government of Pakistan. They went for those agreements, and
sir,
the investor, they brought money, they invested here. Today, how you can say कि अभी how इसको revise करें?
Sir,
so what do you think if we go for the privatization of the whole power sector, and especially distribution company,
sir,
revenue collection?
Sir, I'm against the total privatization of distribution companies. I would say there are two businesses that distribution companies carry out. One is their retail business, and then there is their wire business. I would say privatize the retail business of them. We have inefficiencies in their administration and in their management. In the wire business, like we have seen even in developed countries, their power sectors are mostly distribution sector is privatized, but they never privatize their wired systems, like their transmission system, their distribution systems. They never privatize that. We can privatize the management side, the retail side, and then we can we can get the willing cost from those whoever the private companies or whoever the private investors are. We can then collect money from them for using the wire infrastructure, because the government has already invested a lot of money in the wire sector. So I would say we should go step by step. If we are successful in the management or the retail business of the distribution companies, then we can think of privatizing our wired system.
My last question is, you did your master degree in electrical
Yes, sir.
engineering.
Yes, sir.
Now, why you intend to change your career? You want to come to the civil service?
Sir, there are two reasons of going towards the civil services. The first, sir, I feel like at NTDC, where I'm working right now, I feel it after working for 4 to 5 years. I feel like it's now getting very bored. I'm not getting the will to work there for the longer term. And
So how you thought about this exam? You could have done it in 2017, 2018, 2019. आपने 22 में जाके एग्जाम दिया.
Yes, sir. So that is the thing, sir. I was very passionate. Like during my intermediate, I had always I was a kind of a tussle between me and my father, who wanted me to become a doctor, but I was not interested in studying the biology. So I went for mathematics. So and then after graduating from my college, I had got like 2 or 3 different opportunities from different universities, but I insisted on doing electrical engineering. So it was my passion. But after working at State Bank and now at NTDC, I feel it's very the structure is has a lot of monotony. And then the second reason is that I don't feel like the upward mobility at NTDC is not that good.
Thank you.
When was Loralai district established?
Sir, it was established as a district in 1903. Before that, the Britishers took over the division. It was the district at that time. It was Duki district. So they separated it from Duki, which lies towards the southeast of Loralai. They separated it from district Duki in 1903.
What is the issue of missing persons in Balochistan and how real it is?
Sir, missing persons, there are 3 perspectives, or 3, I would say there are 3 school of thoughts on missing person. The first is these people, they were radicalized by the insurgent groups like BLA, BLF, and they are in the mountains with them. But on the ground side, they are using their proxies, or we can say their sympathizers on the ground. They are saying their family members they are missing, and they are abducted by law enforcement agencies. The second group, as I just mentioned, like they believe they are with the law enforcement agencies. And the third group says that the people, they wanted better job opportunities, or like they wanted for a better life, and they tried to cross the Balochistan borders through Iran, and they wanted to go to the European countries, but in their transit they died somewhere. So but on the ground, if we see, there are some credible cases of missing persons that the marchers or the long marchers right now sitting in Islamabad, they are demanding. There are some valid cases where there are people who are missing, but as the figure they mention, or whatever they are like quoting, the number of the people they are missing, I don't say that's like the exact. There's just exaggerated figure.
Okay. Have you heard a place known as Chapa Rift?
No, sir. I'm
Huh?
sorry. I have not heard about it.
Balochistan system of governance in Balochistan, there are two, you see, uh, separate systems. One is the police area, the other one is the B area. One is A area, the
Area
other
and
one B area. And area is nearly about 93-94% of the Balochistan. Rest is all B area. Now, what do you in order to improve the governance and state, shouldn't it be converted into area? The entire area should become area.
Sir, I would agree with this with you. The whole area should be integrated. The levies force should be integrated into police. One of the reason of underdevelopment in Balochistan, like usually we say, it is Sardari system. So Sardari basically the Roberts and Damon, he give these privileges to Sardars to have these levies force. It's still in some areas in Balochistan the Sardars are controlling these levies force. So I would agree with you. They should all be integrated, and the whole Balochistan should be. But this whole process of integration, it should be stepwise. We have seen it earlier in 2004 when General Musharraf he tried to bring to integrate these A and B areas. But at that time, it was around 93% of the area of Balochistan was B area, and there was only 7% which was A area under the control of police. But slowly and gradually, it is decreasing. And our next step on the part of government of Pakistan and
But he
government
converted that into area. The entire area was converted to area.
but
General Musharraf.
yes, sir. But it was so abrupt that the Sardars they protested over it, and then when we came forward to 2010, it was again dismantled, and then there was A and B areas again. And still in Balochistan, there are regions like in Job division, which is my division, which was earlier my division. Now it's Lodlai division. We have in Kilasifullah and Job, we still have these levies under the control of the Nawabs and Sardars.
Right. Customs, police is your second choice. Police. What do you know about the working of police in a district?
Sir, police primarily works for prevention and detection of crimes, and also they are responsible for maintaining law and order. At subdivision level, they have ASPs and DSPs. DSPs are usually from the provincial police system. They are promoted from inspectors to DSPs. The ASPs is like the initial position which civil servants of Pakistan they initially start their service as ASPs, and then we have also the superintendent of police, and then when it moves up, we have senior superintendent of police, and then DIGs, AIGs, and IG going upwards.
Customs is your third choice.
Yes, sir.
What do you know about the working of Customs Department?
Sir, custom primarily works, they are the protectors of our borders against illegitimate trade, and they are also they facilitate the legal trade over the borders. They earlier, before 2010, they were also in charge of collecting the income tax as well as the sales tax and federal excise duties. But then it was another group, the IRS group was created, and those powers were taken from them and it was given to them. Right now, they are working against.
What is under invoicing and over invoicing?
Sir, under invoicing is if someone imports a product from abroad and its value is around, just for example, I'm saying it's $500. So they show it here around $200. So over invoicing is like at times they show a lot. It's just like the opposite of.
Okay.
Welcome to CSPs Academy for CSS PMS preparation. CSS PMS तहरीरी इम्तिहान के तमाम मज़ामीन की ऑनलाइन और ऑन कैंपस तैयारी के साथ साथ सब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन, असाइनमेंट चेकिंग, क्लास टेस्ट, मॉक एग्जाम, इंडिविजुअल टीचर डिस्कशन और फीडबैक सेशन का इनकाद किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा FPSC की तजवीज़ करदा बुक्स से बने मयारी नोट्स और CSP पब्लिशर की बेहतरीन बुक्स मुहैया की जाएंगी।
Khandad Khan, you've done BE Engineering Power Systems.
Yes, ma'am.
So in engineering, there's a term power. And you've also studied international relations. And there also you study about power. Can you define the difference between the two powers?
At engineering level, it is the ability to do work. When we say power system, it is the force behind the electrons that transmit it from one place to another place. In international relation, power is mainly related with the realist thoughts. They say the prime purpose of any sovereign government is to increase their power. And by power they say military power. So they basically looks for security. They look at the internationalism from the prism of security. So they talk about the military power for a state survival and to maintain its sovereignty. In liberal thought, the power, they say the international system is anarchic, but the goal of attaining more and more power, it is a vicious cycle, and it affects it's a vicious cycle, and it doesn't lead to peace. So they basically concentrate on the soft power, and it is like the development of own people and society.
There is a saying, search for security enhances insecurity. Do you know who said that?
I'm sorry, sir, I can't.
You're from Balochistan.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me about Rikodek?
Madam, Rikodek is a small town located in district Chavi. The mountains in those districts, they contain copper and gold reserves. In 1994, the government of Balochistan and the federal government signed an agreement with the Chinese company, which was later acquired by Rikodek, a Canadian company, for the exploration of copper and gold. So, if in terms of Rikodek exploration venture, if we are talking about that, so they worked there for around 10 to 15 years, but the government of Pakistan the government of Balochistan actually, they didn't give them the license. They didn't approve the renewal of their license in 2012, and then they went to the International Court of Arbitration. I don't exactly remember that court. So they went there, and then Pakistan was sanctioned for around $7.5 billion.
Why?
Actually, the government of Pakistan, they claim that the government, after 18th Amendment, there were some natural resources that still stays with the federal government, but at the same time, like copper and gold, they stayed with the provinces and in our case, it's Balochistan. So the Chief Justice of Pakistan at that time, Chaudhry Iftikhar, he said it's now up to the provincial governments. But at that time, there were some clauses in their agreement, like they can go into international arbitration if they don't agree on this. So I think it was the main reason. Like the government of Pakistan violated that agreement. Right now, But at the same time, there was some reservations of government of Balochistan as well, because 75% of the shares in that product was going to Barrick Gold and Antofagasta. Now they have revised it. 50% of shares are going to Barrick Gold, and the 25% of shares which was with Antofagasta, they are purchased by three state-owned enterprises, the OGDCL, PPL, and Government Holding Private Limited. And 25% of the shares, they are now going to the province of Balochistan, also with 2% of reality from the federal government and from the Barrick Gold.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Dr. Zam.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, Khandad Khan, who was the chief architect of Brahmos Mars and when it established?
Chief architect of,
Brahmos Mars.
I'm sorry, sir, I can't recall it.
What do you know about Arya Samaj?
Arya Samaj?
Yes, and when it established?
It
Who
was
established?
Sir, Arya Samaj was established by Swami Dayanand in 1875. He actually wanted to reform the Hindu society. His main focus was actually on the women's and on women and girls, their reforms in their education, as well as to allow them the widows to remarriage. So there were these were some.
Okay. In 1885, when Indian National Congress established, Sayyid Ahmad Khan abstained Muslims to join this. Can you tell me the reason behind this?
Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan was of the view that Muslims are not so educated as compared to the Hindus.
Fine. Okay, can you tell me 3 proposed amendments All India Muslim League suggested in Nehru report?
So 3 of the separate electorates in Nehru report.
Yes.
So yeah, the first was Sindh should be separated from Mumbai.
Okay, can you tell me something about doctrine of lapse? What is its significance?
So the doctrine of lapse, it was introduced in 1848, and its significance was that any emperor that has no male heir, his property after his death will be confiscated.
Do you see any silver lining in this doctrine?
I don't think so, sir. At that time, they were like.
Okay. What is the significance of Mayflower Pact in American history?
Sir, I'm sorry, sir. I can't recall. But I just remember the Mayflower boat that went towards the Massachusetts area, but I don't exactly recall the pact.
What is difference between fundamental rights and principles of state policy?
So the fundamental rights are reinforced enforced by the state. The principles of policies, like on these principles, the government
name 1, 2, or 3 principles of state policy.
Sir, Article 40. Article 40 says gives us the principles on which our foreign policy will be based. Secondly, we can say Article 31, it says about the Islamic provision about Quran, implementation of Quran and Arabic language.
Do you think a Treaty of Westphalia and its significance is still relevant today?
Treaty of
Westphalia?
Yes, sir. It is.
Valid?
Yes, it is valid.
In the era of globalization?
Yes, sir. It is still valid. I would say, like the main principles of sovereignty, non-intervention, freedom, and equality.
What is idea of clash of globalization?
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, what did you know Operation Barbarossa?
Sir, it was the attack during World War II. The Germans planned to attack the Russia, so the operation was called the Operation Barbarossa.
Okay, when happened reunification of Germany?
In 1989.
And what did you know about Perestroika and Glasnost?
Sir, it was the policies of Gorbachev in
What was in those policies?
Sir, one was the easing the political giving the political rights, removing the bans on press and newspaper, and
Okay, my last question.
Yes,
New World Order by United States of America. It represent which paradigm in international relations?
globalization, sir. Sir, I would say it's liberal thought, sir. Liberal world order.
Liberal World Order.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
More.
And so that is why he introduced doctrine of preemptive strike. Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
चले, let's conclude it. Let's have a informal discussion. What do you think? How many marks you will give out of 10? अपने आप को कितने नंबर दोगे? Self assessment करो.
Sir, 7 to 6.
Khandad, you have a nice personality, presentable personality. Your communication skills are fine. You are intelligent. Confidence is there, but when knowledge is there, confidence खुद आ जाता है. Sitting posture is fine, and voice impact ठीक आ रहा है आपका. ठीक है. You are very good, but there are certain areas I think you just need to focus. If you need some improvement. एक तो अपना जो introduction है उसको focus करें. It is a story of struggle. Make it objective. Just go write one page to be delivered in 1 minute. और ये professional job है. Professional job में आपको थोड़ा सा अपना introduction में you have to sell yourself. ठीक है ना? If you can describe yourself in a better way, then definitely you will get better mark. You are in a state of preparedness, but you need to maintain it. अभी तुम्हारा interview कब है?
Sir, around
Okay,
mid-Feb
you have
of the
got
last.
time. You have got time. पिछले 3 महीने के न्यूज़पेपर इकट्ठे करो. उसके सारे रिव्यू करो. इंटरनेशनल न्यूज़, नेशनल इवेंट्स, इंटरनेशनल इवेंट्स, सोशल इवेंट्स एंड इकोनॉमिक इवेंट्स. ठीक है ना? तो उनको रिव्यू करें और अपनी नोटबुक बनाया. और नोटबुक में पॉइंट, जिस तरह पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन बनाते हैं ना, तो देयर इज ए एनर्जी क्राइसिस 1 2 3 4 पॉइंट. सोशल इश्यूज 1 2 3 4 पॉइंट. ठीक है ना? एक्चुअली इन चीज़ों को फोकस करो आप. ठीक है? यू आर पढ़े लिखे आदमी हो, पढ़े लिखे आदमी हो, फॉरेन क्वालिफाइड, तुम्हारा लेवल बढ़ जाएगा. वहाँ जो तुम्हारा इंटरव्यू का लेवल है वो थोड़ा सा बढ़ जाएगा. तो दे विल स्टार्ट एक्सपेक्टिंग मोर फ्रॉम यू. ठीक है? तो यू हैव टू बी केयरफुल ऑन दैट पॉइंट. तो इसलिए कुछ ना कुछ मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. डोंट टेक इट इजी. Interview is a place. Interview means that you are going to sell yourself to the audience. जो पैनल है ना, बड़ा सीनियर लोगों का होता है. People like us. ठीक है ना? You have to be careful. तैयारी करो. और इट इज ए मैटर 2-3 हफ्ते की बात है. इंटरव्यू से फारिग हो जाओगे तो फोकस करो न्यूज़पेपर पे ज्यादा.
Yes, sir. Inshallah.
ठीक है ना? तो आई थिंक यू विल बी एबल टू मेक इट ऑन मेरिट इन पाकिस्तान. नॉट ओनली इन बलूचिस्तान के कोटे में तो हो जाओगे. दैट आई श्योर यू.
Inshallah, sir. I will try my best.
हाँ, आप सर.
हाँ, आपने अच्छा इंटरव्यू दिए, बड़े अच्छे जवाब दिए. तो जैसे इन्होंने कहा, कुछ होता है ना, फाइनल ब्रशिंग अप होती है, वो आप करें. तो वो करेंगे तो अच्छा आएंगे, रिजल्ट्स आएंगे. मैंने चपर इसलिए पूछा, ये बड़ी एक इंटरेस्टिंग जगह है. वहाँ उधर है ये हरनाई दोस्तान रेलवे लाइन है ना, पुरानी जो है, उसमें 2 पहाड़ हैं. ठीक है? उसके ऊपर ये ब्रिज बना है और फिर आगे टनल है. आगे जो एक्सटेंशन है ना पहाड़ की, उसमें से
अभी याद आया सर मुझे. अभी जब आपने हरनाई का नाम लिया, अभी मुझे याद आया.
तो वो दैट इज अ मास्टरपीस. वो आर्किटेक्चर फ्रॉम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू जो है ना, दैट इज समथिंग रियली टू बी सीन. लोग आते हैं, दूर दूर से आते हैं, जिन्होंने बलूचिस्तान में सर्व किया है, वो आते हैं, देखते हैं उसका क्या हाल है. मैंने इसलिए आपसे ये पूछा था. बाकी आपने जवाब बड़े सही दिए हैं जो है उनके.
जहाँ तक मेरे असेसमेंट है, یہ قرۃ العین بختیاری کون ہے؟
میڈم یہ وہاں بلوچستان میں انہوں نے ایک آرگنائزیشن بنائی. شی از بیسیکلی فرام کراچی, تو بٹ شی از ورکنگ ان بلوچستان. تو وہاں پہ انہوں نے ایک انسٹیٹیوشن بنایا ہوا ہے جہاں پہ انہوں نے ایک نیا آئیڈیا لایا کہ بھائی آپ وہ اسٹوڈنٹس کو بلاتے ہیں موسٹلی آفٹر وین دے گریجویٹ فرام دیئر مڈل اسکولس, ان سے پوچھتے ہیں کہ آپ کرنا کیا چاہتے ہیں, مطلب آپ کا انٹرسٹ ہے کہاں پہ. جیسے بلوچستان جیسے ایریاز میں یہ چیز بڑی لیک کرتی, وہاں پہ مطلب اتنی نہیں ہوتی. تو ان کو میڈم 2006 میں نوبل پیس پرائز کے لیے بھی یہ نامنیٹ ہوئی تھی, اور باقی بھی بڑے ایوارڈز میں نے لاسٹ ایئر وومن ایوارڈ بھی پریزیڈنٹ آف پاکستان نے ان کو دیا تھا. تو شی از ڈوئنگ, مطلب بیسیکلی وہ ایک ریفیوجی فیملی سے تھی اس وقت, ان کے وہ وہاں پہ ریفیوج کیمپس میں پلی بڑی, انہوں نے وہاں پہ وومن, خاص کر بلوچستان میں انہوں نے وومن ایجوکیشن جو ہے ان پہ بڑا, جو گھروں میں جا کے وہ ایجوکیشن دیتی, تو اس وجہ سے شی از مائی فیوریٹ. لائک مطلب
ہاں بیٹا, بٹ آئی ووڈ ریکمینڈ زیادہ انٹرنیشنل قسم کی پرسنالٹی لو جو کہ پینل آپ کو جس پہ کوشچن کر سکے, اور جو پرسنالٹی لکھو اس کو پھر ڈیٹیل میں جواب دے سکے. ٹھیک ہے. کرکٹ کے اوپر ہم نے کوئی سوال نہیں کیا. اگر کرکٹ لکھا ہے تو کرکٹ پہ بہت سوال آئیں گے. اس کے فیلڈ, اس کا پچ, اس کے مطلب کون بیسٹ اسکوررز تھے کس میں, ون ڈے ٹیسٹ میں, یہ سارے سوال آئیں گے. سو آپ کو پورا اسٹڈی کرنا ہے کرکٹ کو. ٹھیک ہے, یہ صرف لکھنا ہی نہیں ہے. پشتو لکھا ہے, پشتو لٹریچر پہ آپ کو سوال آ سکتے ہیں. سو بی مینٹلی پریپیئرڈ فار دیٹ. فزکس پہ بھی سوال آ سکتے ہیں جو ہم نے ابھی پوچھے نہیں, بٹ یہی آپ کا ایڈوانٹیج ہے اور یہی آپ کا ڈس ایڈوانٹیج ہے. اس میں جو چیز لکھو اس پہ پورا عبور ہو. ٹھیک ہے. ادروائز یو ہیو اے گڈ پرسنالٹی. آئی ایم کانفیڈنٹ یو آر اے وننگ ہارس. یو ول میک اٹ. تھوڑی سی محنت اور کر لو. اوکے بیٹا. ڈاکٹر صاحب,
یہ آپ اتنا اچھا انٹرویو دیتے ہوئے کچھ ایریاز میں آپ نے پھر امریکن ہسٹری اور ان چیزوں کو آپ نے گریسپ نہیں کر سکے کوشچنس کو, اور ٹھیک سے آنسرس نہیں کر پائے, اور آئی تھنک شاید پتہ نہیں کانفیڈینس لوز کر بیٹھے, یا انڈو پاک ہسٹری کے اوپر بھی آپ کا بہت سارے کوشچنس کے آنسرس ٹھیک نہیں ہیں. سندے کے اچھے ہیں
سر, بیسیکلی میں ریوائز نہیں کر پایا بڑے عرصے سے کیونکہ وہ جاب پہ تھا, تو ابھی میں آیا.
اگر وہ والے جو ایریا اگر آپ کے آپشنس کو نکالیں تو آپ کا انٹرویو تو بہت زبردست تھا, بٹ ان سے ریلیٹڈ جو بھی کوشچنس ہیں آپ نے ان کی ریزن یا لاجک یا ان کے آنسرس جو ہیں وہ ریلیونٹ آنسر اتنے نہیں بیان کر سکتے. بالکل, اس کو ریوائز کر لیجیے گا, ابھی آپ کے پاس بہت ٹائم ہے
انشاءاللہ سر.
خاص کر انڈو پاک ہسٹری اور وارز جو ہیں ڈفرینٹ, بیٹل آف ترائن, ٹھیک ہے, وین تیمور انویڈیڈ, اور پرشین کنگ جو تھا 1739 میں کب انہوں نے انویڈ کیا, ان سب چیزوں کو تھوڑا سا دیکھ لیجیے گا, اور برٹش انڈیا کو بھی. ٹھیک ہے.
اوکے, تھینک یو سر, تھینک یو میڈم.